Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the Catering Circle Season 2. Of course, after the huge success last year, we had to come back with a bang, because I'll tell you what, 2015 and 2016 was all about the Catering Circle and how we can help you grow your business. And this year, we thought we'd do something different, and why not find you the best restaurant of the year? And actually, we're not going to do just one award show to find that restaurant. We're going to do 12 episodes based on 96 restaurants and find you the best restaurant we have in the UK just for you. And of course, just a quick reminder what Catering Circle has been all about. In 2015, we thought we'd do a roadshow and identify the problems we have within the catering industry. Once we found out what the problems were after our roadshows and of course talk shows, we then decided in 2016 that it's about time that we solve these problems and come up with solutions to actually help these businesses. And of course, after the huge success of the business conference that took place this year, we thought, let's do something different. But before we do that, let's go check out what happened over the last 2 years.
Shadia Sayed, and it gives me great pleasure to welcome you this evening to the business conference of the Catering Circle.
We looked at the problem 2015 whole year, 2016 we found the solutions, and now 2017 is about success stories.
EPOS is a new version of a calculator that we traditionally used to use. Everyone can use it.
I treat my staff as a family member.
Absolutely.
Our restaurant is actually based on fun dining.
10 years time, millions of people will be out of job, but curry you can't make without a person.
I have got my apps and I started digital marketing through the social media.
Motto, I believe everyone will agree here, is that the curry industry is the bread and butter of the Bengali community. It isn't. It's the flesh and blood of the Bengali community.
This is one of the things that I have actually holding those 5 stars since 2007.
Excellent.
We have to get our local community involved.
I started off by cutting the menu down to the very minimum and change it every week.
Catering Circle, why is it on Channel S? Simply because to keep the flow of our business, which obviously gave us a lot of prosperity.
It's a very important community to us, and obviously catering and curry, as somebody said earlier, is the lifeblood of that.
We are connected with an industry which is worth over £1 billion a year.
I think it's very important that the business carries on, the industry survives. Our point of view for the community is to help them understand the new regulations coming in with the workplace pension.
Right.
The technology is the way forward for this, to tackle this crisis.
Absolutely, it is, right.
Don't even think that the government's going to say, no, you bring as many chefs as you want forever. That's just not going to happen.
Are you, from the BCA, going to work hard and work with the governments and the activities and bring some changes to the industry, or are we going to listen all the lectures and a talk every year in a seminar and nothing will change in 364 days?
Successfully, we are telling the mainstream media, mainstream politicians, the industry got to save our industry. This is the most important thing we are doing.
Humble request will be to the government to give the opportunity to the Commonwealth citizens, and especially the Bangladeshis.
Global world is our market. You bring the technology, we have our manpower. Please blend this together.
From Scotland to Cardiff, from Bristol to Southend, everywhere we went, the message has always been is adapt, adapt, adapt.
Wow, lots of strong voices there, but I'll tell you what, we have even stronger voices this year. And as promised, to find you that restaurant of the year, we have decided to do it slightly different. And the way we've decided to do that is we will have 96 nominations over 12 episodes. 24 of them will make it to the finals, and only 12 will be winning an award. And from the 12, of course, we'll get to pick our restaurant of the year. And to help us do that, we have 3 panel judges and 8 special guest judges. Let's move on to our judges. Firstly, welcome to the show, our panel judges. I have with me founder of Channel S, Mahi Ferdows Jalil. Welcome to the show. And next to him, I have food columnist and TV chef Sarah Ali Chowdhury. And right next to her, I have Pasha Kandakar, who is the president of Bangladesh Caterers Association. Welcome to the show. I'd like to know from you, we have 8 nominations today, so 8 nominees have come in to deliver their success stories. And from their success stories today, we will take on only two nominees into the finals, which will take place at the business conference next year. So what tips would you like to give them?
Firstly, thank you. I'm honoured and privileged that I'm here. I will try my best, number one. Number two is success story always, success cannot be measured just by turnovers and figures. There's many things involved in it, but I want to see a vision there. I want to see a teamwork there. I want to see they have a transparency and they have an accountability. So it's many things involved. I want to see that success, it cannot be just measured by a television show. A lot of things need to be measured before you call someone successful. Successful does not mean that you will have millions of pounds lying there. So I will measure this in a totally different
format.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Sarah, welcome to the show. This is the first time, right? So please tell us, enlighten us, what are you looking for in these nominees?
Thank you for having me here today. I'm very honoured to be here, and thank you everybody else who's here and who's taking part in this. I'm looking forward to seeing how people deliver the menu pricing and cost management, but also about how confident they are in what they're delivering and how they get the message across to us.
So you're looking at revenue increase?
I'm looking at the overall picture of how confident they can bring that across to us.
Thank you very much. Mr. Kandakar, what are you looking for?
First of all, congratulations for the Catering Circle for this set of things. Most important, very important, success story for me at the moment to save this industry. That story will be followed by thousands of curry businessmen, millions of curry lovers who is in doubt how long they're going to eat the curry. We wanted to listen from this person, this success story, which will followed by thousands to make this industry successful and save this industry.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for your tips. And if I could have the cameras on our special judges here today. Firstly, thank you so much for making time and coming after a hard works day. And of course, you will also be sharing your success with our nominees today. I have with me today Mr. M.A. Munim, the Secretary of BCA. I have Mr. Moinul Hussain. I have Mr. Atik Chowdhury, Mr. Sultan Baba, Mr. Abdul Haq Habib, and I have Mr. Atikur Rahman, Dr. Sanwar Chowdhury, and of course, Miss Shahina Ali. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I'm sure all of you at home are wondering, Nadia, what are the topics today? Well, guess what? I'll show you right now. Let's go check out the topics.
Episode 1, Menu Pricing and Cost Management. Value insights on managing your food costs and menu planning. Get your menu right. Cost management, range of dishes and design are fundamental when producing your restaurant's menu. Plan and design your menu very carefully and keep your menu size in check. After a menu is planned and cost calculated, price each item accurately. Maintain the ideal food cost pricing method. The actual cost of a menu item, direct plus indirect costs, divided by your ideal food cost percentage, typically 30%. Raw food, cost of item divided by desired food cost percentage equals price. Update your menu and prices at least once a year. Raise the level or number of sales by just 5%. Raise the average price of sales by 5%. Lower your cost of sales by 5%. Lower your fixed costs, overheads, by 5%. Reduce your cost of sales through more effective purchasing. Reduce payroll and other direct costs. Reduce fixed and variable costs, raising staff awareness of company policy. Maximize income from high-margin products. Maintain consistency through applying strict principles of portion control. Reduce wastage through staff awareness and training, regular stock control and good stock rotation practices.
Lots going on there for your brain at home, and of course our judges, God, I would not want to be in that hot seat right now, especially the panel judges. You better be ready with those questions that you're going to fire towards the nominees and the poor nominees. That's all I'm going to say. Just to let you know how this is going to be judged, our 3 judges on my right will have 60% of the vote, and 8 special judges will hold 40% of the judgment. So you have 5% each. So every vote counts right now. And of course, there's going to be 3 rounds. Within the first round, 2 nominees will be told to go home, basically. And then from 6, we'll only have 4 left. And of course, in round 3, from 4, only 2 will make it through to the finals. So without any further ado, let's go check out our first contestant. First contestant. Excellent. That was our contestants. I'd like to now call upon stage our first contestant to be in the firing line, Mr. Anamul Haq Kiran from Spice Fusion. Welcome. You have 2 minutes, by the way, before we get started. I have a timer right here, and I've got my producer who's got me on the ear, and you literally have 2 minutes to tell us about your success story. As soon as 2 minutes hit, I will ask you to stop. And are you ready?
Yeah.
Have you read all your prayers, etc.?
Assalamu alaikum, bismillah rahmanir rahim. I'm Anamul Haq, better known as Kiran. I started business in 1997. I took a partnership with my uncle after I've done my graduation at Southampton University. And it was a partnership with my uncle for 1 year it lasted. And after that, I've gone solo. And over the last 17 years, I've had 21 restaurants up and down the country in England. And I had various other restaurants across the world in Malaysia, Bangladesh, and Thailand, and so on. I've started my business journey in West Sussex and then moved to East Sussex, had several different branches there. And then finally, in my hometown, I came back in 2001 in Chatham in Kent, where I started with Spice Fusion, which is my current brand, and have several branches in the locality. And I looked at, in my locality, all the restaurants were in the 60s and 70s with flock wallpapers and so on. And I thought there was a room for improvement and change, and I established a contemporary Indian-style restaurant. When I opened this restaurant, it was only a 60-seater restaurant on the high street of Chatham. And from the word go, that restaurant became an instant success within the locality because of the new look, the innovation in the menu, and the presentation of the food. So all of a sudden, the locals have seen a big change, and they were queuing. And within 6 months, I ended up with 3 branches within a mile of where I was. And
I'm gonna have to stop you there, brother. I promised you 2 minutes. We've got to stick to the rules.
Indeed.
Thank you so much. I can sit here and listen to your success stories, but you do only have 2 minutes, so you've got to put in all the most important bits within those 2 minutes.
Sure.
Thank you so much for your story. I'm going to keep you in suspense, and I'm going to call on our second contestant. Questions will come after every 4 contestants, so please be seated. And if I could please get our second contestant, Mr. Mujibur Rahman Junu from Spice of India, all the way from Middlesex, to come and share his success story. Brother, your 2 minutes start now.
Bismillah Rahmani Rahim. I started with off-license business about 25 years ago. Then I moved to restaurant trade in 1999. I was successfully running 3 restaurants, and now I cut down to 2 because of the staff issues. In the restaurant, the main thing you have to focus on hygiene, you have to train your staff, you have to be ahead of all the other restaurants. What I do with my restaurants, I make sure that I do not copy anyone. I have my signature dishes. I also have recently came out from the out-of-date restaurant to very modern-looking restaurant. And I've seen that my trade has gone up by 40%. I will sit down with my chef. You have to have a top-notch chef, and you have to make sure the front staff has to be trained. They have to communicate with the customers. They have to do the proper service. I realize that many Indian restaurants, the waiters do feel complex to go to customers. I always tell my waiters that you have to go to the customers and make sure what their need is. And also, of course, pricing is main thing. Too low price also does not attract customers. You have to be best of the best to survive in this industry. For nowadays, the competition is too high. So I make sure that my restaurant always that best of the others. And in the 10-mile radius, I would not copy any of the dishes, what they're serving. And this is why I'm successful.
Brilliant. Wow. That was done 15 seconds earlier. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
sir. Thank you. You deserve a round of applause for that. That was brilliant. Thank you very, very much. I'd like to now call upon stage our third contestant, Mr. Suhail Ahmed Ruman from Tower Tandoori, based in London.
Nadia,
Please.
What was the restaurant's name before?
That was Spice of India. Right, brother, your time starts now.
Hello, good evening everyone. I'm Suhail Ahmed. I'm from Tower Tandoori. I've been in the restaurant industry, officially I would say about 12 years, unofficially a lot longer. One of the restaurants that I think that I've made an impact on, and I'd say fairly successful with, is the Tower Tandoori in London. Since I've been in that business, I've done a lot of things. Everything, from the small kind of managing the staff to making sure that stock is rotated on time, to making sure that we're marketing effectively, to bringing newer innovations into the business. We now go to festivals, we now go to outdoor catering do's. We've done a lot of things over the last 12 years. I can't pinpoint one success to say that's the reason why I'm successful, but I would say I've inherited the business from my grandfather, then my father, and so it's me now. So I like to think I've put a mark on the business, and I'm trying to do my best to make sure that the business can go further into the future.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. You've actually completed that within a minute. Thank you. Thank you very much. That was from Tower Tandoori. May I please have our fourth contestant, Mr. Moidul Hussain from Moidul's Restaurant, based in Middlesex. Welcome to the show. Please share your story. Your time starts now.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Moidul Hussain. My story starts quite a long way back. Starts about 32 years ago when my father opened his first restaurant in Twickenham. I worked on that restaurant for nearly 20 years with my father, going nowhere. Then I realised that we have to do something, and I moved on, taking a big step against my father, moving on to opening restaurants within the local area. In the last 7 years, I opened 9 restaurants within 2 mile area in the same name, which is probably one of my biggest success, because all 9 restaurants has different menu, created myself, working on it. And one of those restaurants, which is my baby, I would say, is a tapas restaurant where I opened about 2 years ago. Full-on Indian tapas with a cocktail bar, lounge, Everything that can come in, I throw it into this restaurant with working hard to do it. Even I bought all different kind of chefs, all different kind of work on it, worked it. I opened it as a restaurant, bar and a lounge. The day I opened, I could not cope with it. Straight away it became a restaurant, and it still is a restaurant. It was a 60-cover restaurant, now it's a 140-cover restaurant, and still it's full. And my dream is working onto it, get onto the next project. At the moment, time is a bit hard with everything, so I'm not working on a new restaurant, working with what I have. And inshallah, with everything, if the economy gets better, everything gets better, we'll work furthermore. I have 3 brothers with me who are working with me, and hopefully, inshallah, we'll go even further.
Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate that. Right, coming to our judges. So you will have a question each. So you can ask one question to these 4 contestants right now. And of course, when the other 4 come, you'll have another opportunity to ask the other 4 also questions as well. So who wants to go for these 4? For these 4. We've had 4. We've had Spice Fusion.
We've had 4 here, but this terms is more 3 coming, or is it more 4 coming?
There's going to be 4 other.
Okay.
After.
So question you want for all of them, one
all
question.
4 of them, yeah. So think.
But the thing is, I was missing one thing from them. Exactly, what is the unique thing for you?
What is the most unique thing for you?
You got for your success? Yes, 2 of them, impressed me. I don't know, so I don't want to say who is 2. But my question is to you that you need to specify your success story. And for the success story, you have done something which made you successful. And I think I'm missing a little bit from your story, these things.
Okay, maybe we can ask them these questions. Before we ask them that question, let's go on to the founder of Channel S, Mr. Mahi. What would you like to ask them? What was missing for you? Was there anything missing?
From the Spice of India, I couldn't find what was main concept. How did he become successful? I couldn't find anything within that 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you. And Sarah, what's your comments?
The Tawa Tandoori Suhail hitting on the outdoor catering and festivals as part of the success, which I think most of the restaurants do that now. So just looking for a bit more on what other things as well.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. I'm going to move across to some of my special judges here today, and I'd like to ask you to comment on what you think the 4 nominees that came on, what they did really well on, or what you think may have missed out on. So I'll ask Dr. Sanwar Chaudhry to please come on and give me a couple of words.
Thank you for inviting me. I think every time somebody mentioned innovation, doing something different, because we can't change without doing something different. So either changing the infrastructure, changing the menu, changing the taste, changing the locale, those were things that were important to me. I found that some of them that mentioned that did some initial research of the local area, and they identified some weaknesses. For example, dated decorations, dated settings. Ambience is very important because remember, people come to a restaurant for an uplifting evening. And if they come and find something which is dated, something that needs to be refreshed, those changes that was brought about, I think all of them mentioned that they inherited the business. I think the first speaker talked about having had worldwide experience, setting up something in this country which the local area didn't have, and then grew that concept very quickly.
And Suhail actually also touched on the fact that he took over, so yeah.
Absolutely. So change is the most critical factor. You've got to do something different to bring about something different.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for that.
Okay.
You can take a seat now. If I could now ask another judge to come on stage, I might ask Mr. M.A. Munim, the Secretary of BCA, just to come on stage and actually give your perception. What do you think they were missing? So what comments do you think they could have made that would be that would have helped them, maybe?
Thank you very much. First of all, I need to say most of the speakers, they missed out the cost management and the menu pricing and how they attract the customers for the locally. Some of them, they touched it, but some they're missing. I think they're very important now to improve their businesses.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for your comments. So without any further ado, I'm going to move on to our fifth contestant today, who is Mr. Muhibuddin from Garden of India, that's based in Essex, to come on stage and please share his success stories. Your time starts now.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for the opportunity. Success, as Uncle said earlier, is measured differently by everybody. I would say my success is in being born into the business, taking over the business from my dad, and being an integral part of our community, which is in Harlow in Essex, which we are trying to help as many people as we can within our area by doing what we do. Of course, everyone can say they've been innovative, they've done different menus, they've done different pricing. We've been at the forefront of our area to introduce the contemporary style of Indian food. We started off as a neighbourhood restaurant, but now we've become a destination restaurant. People come just to relax, maybe not even just for the food, just for the ambience that we've created. We like to provide the feel-good factor. And like I said, our success isn't measured monetary-wise. We're good at what we do, and the money follows.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. You actually did that within 56 seconds. That's wicked. Well done. Thank you so much. I'd like to now call upon stage our sixth contestant, Mr. Adnan Hussain from the Cafe Masala, that's based in Thorpe Bay. Hi.
Hello, my name is Adnan Hussain and I've taken over the restaurant from my father. We're based in Southend, Essex. I've come to realise the difference between a commodity dish and a specialty dish. A commodity is an item that is manufactured by several different traders, and a specialty is something unique in its own range. Now, we confuse the two often. Through using inspiration from other restaurants, not just Indian cuisines, we've now developed a premium range specifically based for customers in our area, tailor-made exactly for what they like, not from what we see from other Indian restaurants. Through this, it enables us to put ourselves in our own league, provide that fine dining service that we can price the items at a high price with no complaints. It's not just about the dish you're producing, it's about the service that comes with it. And through this, after leaving college, I really got to know who our locals were, what they like, what we can do to help them, what they can do to help us. I believe it's working together always. It's fine to see what other restaurants are doing, but we need to adapt, as the Catering Circle have showed us all this time. We need to see what other cuisines are doing, get inspiration from them and realise how we can stay in the industry, fighting this battle with our own ideas. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. Our contestants seem to get better and better, actually. I really don't want to be in that seat, especially not on that side either. God, it's really, really difficult. I can't decide which restaurant I'm going to be going to in the next few weeks. There's lots to choose from. Our seventh contestant, if I could please have Mr. Raju Kamali from Secret Spices, based in Kent, to please come on stage and say a few words. Thank you. Please share your success story. Your time starts now.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. First of all, I'm not going to waste my 2 minutes. I'll go straight to the point. Judges are here to know the success behind my story. Basically, we've just opened a brand new restaurant in Margate. It was a derelict pub. It was totally derelict. We opened it up. We've done it up. We've done it proper 5-star style because there's nothing like this in Thanet. We've opened it up. We've done a different cuisine, actually. It's more South Indian. We don't just do curry, masala and korma. It's a different concept. We have an Indian chef who's doing really good. Success. we're totally different. We use a lot of social media. We're really into this. We do a lot of advertising on Facebook, Twitter and everything. I also have a customer database where I've got about 3,000 clients on my database. So every time we're promoting, where it comes to birthdays, anniversaries, or if I have a Bollywood night or Elvis night, always sending texts or email or addresses. So there's 3 alternatives. Also, one thing which is very important in this day and age is TripAdvisor, which people are not aware of, because it's only come out in 2010, but the impact it's made to business is outstanding. It's really good. My restaurant is ranked #1 in Margate. And my customers come in because I'm ranked #1 on TripAdvisor. In this day and age, we have smartphones, which this day, youngsters, elderly couple, everybody has smartphones. Before they go out, they'll check their phone. They'll go on TripAdvisor, they'll see which restaurants are best. Because people don't want to go to a restaurant where they're going to get bad service, bad food, and waste their money. People don't like to waste money in this day and age. They like to go somewhere they know it might be good. Not good, but might be good. So this is it, really. We use a lot of that. TripAdvisor really helps my business. Plus, we concentrate a lot on food and service. Cutting on expenses. Rather than cooking weekly for chicken, lamb, and potatoes, we cook every day fresh, so we don't waste a lot. We waste minimum. So every day is fresh. Every day we're cooking, so we don't waste a lot. So we cut down on wastage. So alhamdulillah, we're doing very well. And obviously, my dad's been my support. He's always been there for me. He still is, and I am where I am because of my dad, and of course my mum's blessing. And apart from that, we also sponsor a lot of football clubs. I have a cricket club, and also I'm doing a bus. I'm advertising behind the bus. We have a local buses going up and down on the road, so we're doing that. We also have a lunch menu for elderly couples, because elderly couples, they don't want to go out in the evenings because it's going to cost them £50 to £60. This is why I've done like a 3-course meal, which is only £9.95 for elderly couples only. This is why lunchtime is very hard to do business, but alhamdulillah, we're doing very well at lunchtimes. Firstly, because of the promotion. Secondly, we have a hospital just right by the side. We also have linked business with the hospital. I have connections with doctors, and they give me very good business late night. The problem is they come late, so we have to stay out.
Your time stops.
Thank you so
now.
much. No
Thank you so much. Wow, a lot covered within those 2 minutes. You should be doing a radio show. That was brilliant. So much covered within 2 minutes. Last but not least, our 8th contestant, Mr. Murad Ahmed from The Spice, based in Essex. Please share your success stories with us.
Thank you. Good evening. Good evening. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Murad Ahmed. I run a small business in Southwood and Ferrers. It's in a village restaurant. The building is 700 years old, grade 2 listed. I've been running my business there for the last 19 years. In there, I can't do much changes. And what I've done, I checked on my menu, the local customers, they wanted the traditional Indian menu, which I've got that as well. To advertise, a lot of my colleagues were saying social media advertising. Most of my customers are very old people. They're in their 60s and 70s and 80s. I'm not very clever at that. So I tend to use my advertisement to my local church, local primary schools. I sponsor one of the football team from a primary schools. And alhamdulillah, I've been very successful on that respect. Advertising, I can't do much advertising because my restaurant is only a 42-seater restaurant. I can only accommodate so many people, and there's no lunchtime trade. In the evening, what I do, I tend to have a set menu for the customers, tend to be doing different stuff. A lot of the English cuisines, what I blend in with the spices and serving in a dinner plate. Personally, so it's the service that counts, and my local villagers, they've been giving me a lot of support since then, so alhamdulillah, I've been doing okay.
Brilliant.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. That was our 8 contestants for the first episode for the 2nd season of the Catering Circle. This is where the journey begins. We're about to find the most successful restaurant in the UK for 2018. So why don't we take a quick break, because I can tell you right now, these judges, they're sweating. Let's take a quick break and we'll find out which 6 of the contestants will make it to round 2. welcome back to the Catering Circle Season 2. Yes, I know everyone is eagerly waiting to know which 2 nominees are going home and not making it through to round 2. So the results are... No, I'm kidding. I'm going to let you wait for a little bit longer. And before we move on to round 2 and find out our results, I'd like to know something from our panel judges. The next round is all about branding and marketing. So from their success stories, what do you think they could improve on? And what would you like to know when it comes to branding and marketing? What is your advice to the 6 nominees? I'll start with Mr. Kontakar.
For the 6 the coming, what I'll say that's branding is something then you have to keep in your mind which market you are branding for. I really liked one of the gentlemen says that his customer base is up 60. So Facebook is not going to work there. So marketing, it doesn't mean that it has to be internet. It has to be Facebook. It has to be Twitter or the tip advisor. You have to know which area you are and how much your radius is and how many customers you're feeding, what kind of customer level you got economically. Some area is very rich, some area is very middle class area. And cost management is most important, including your marketing side. I found many of the menu innovation was the subject, but mainly as a leader of this industry, I found most of our restaurants are not making money because of lack of their knowledge how to make money. The portion-wise, wasting, price-wise, we have no idea what we're doing. I'm afraid I mustn't tell this thing on air, but I'm saying that we have to be careful on this side. So I would like to know from the round that how they are branding their business in which area, particularly the customer, which customer they're branding it for. And thank you.
Thank you very much. Sarah, I propose the same question to you.
I would like to say that there was talk about the social media side, TripAdvisor, and those things, sort of stating that business, how good the business is because they may be number 1 on TripAdvisor. But I think we all know in the catering industry that TripAdvisor, we can all play with that to amend results. So I don't think that's a good enough way to put yourself against that. But one of the other things that wasn't mentioned is about if anybody has won any awards, if they were nominated or if they'd won any awards, by which, and by which companies, which groups, and so on. That might be a bit more stronger standing. At the moment, we're only hearing what people are saying about themselves.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much. Moving across to Mr. Jalil, how about you? What do you think they could include in marketing and branding, and what do you think they missed out when it came to their success stories?
I'm going to be slightly different than Pasha Bhai, because I personally think it's what is marketing. Simple English we call invitation. We invite somebody to our house, come and see, I got this. When you come in, and if you can't provide them what he has promised, what happens? So it starts from so let's just go back to the menu pricings and a success. As I said, it's very difficult for us to sit here and comment about someone, his success, because I was not in issue. I did not work for 10 years, 32 years. One brother says 32 years. And I don't know how correct we're going to be sitting in here. We're going to try within our ability, because within the 2 minutes of his space, we're going to comment about somebody's 32 years of life. It's very difficult.
Of course.
Very, very difficult.
This is why you're experts.
No. It's very difficult. So only Allah knows what it is. Number 2 is I found it's a service industry. It's if one person is not satisfied, he's not satisfied by 100%. You can't put a scale of maths in here by a graphs and saying, when I said this restaurant is bad, I go, that means I'm not satisfied at all. It's a totally different. It's a food industry. It's not a product. Just you got a television, so it's a different. It's totally different. So it's one of the brother mentioned about hygiene. So obviously today's topic was about menu pricing. So I think the 2 minutes brief it did not give me much about menu pricing and everything else. You know, menu pricing, no one mentioned about their fixed pricing, so that if they have a competition, they might have a bigger rent, so they have a fixed cost. If they can't sell the product below the fixed cost, otherwise 6 months, 12 months, you're going to borrow money from credit card and everything else and run. Again, if you open 23 restaurants or 20 restaurants, that does not mean you are successful. You know, how are you going to manage it? You're going to go over. So I have so many little questions and things, you know. But next episode, I personally think that the marketing, you can't just sales and marketing one. You got to have people to give more explanation how they done it, what was the improvement, what it is. Then it will make life easier for us. To, if not, we have to ask them a lot of questions.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much. Your input is definitely very, very valuable. I'm going to ask our special judges, a couple, to come on and speak as well, because it's on branding and marketing. I'm actually going to ask Mr. Abdul Haq Habib, who runs the London Training Centre, to come on and say a few words, because when we think about branding and marketing, a lot of training needs to be done, and a lot of thought and expertise is needed when it comes to marketing and branding. So, Mr. Habib, I ask you, what advice would you give to the next 6 that will make it through to round 2?
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, I think in terms of the menu, I just wanted to make one comment. Menu is like a bridge. So if your kitchen is like a factory and if your front is like a showroom, there must be a bridge in between the factory and the showroom. And I think the menu is your bridge, basically. You have to have a fantastic menu so that people know what to choose from. In terms of future episodes and the restaurateurs who will be coming here, what I would like to see more is specific examples of the things that exactly what you have done, how did you do it, and how it has improved your business. So in terms of for the judges, for us, for everybody, and the thousands of people who are watching, they want to be able to take some specific points that exactly what did you do, how did you do it, and how it made a difference to your business. Thank you.
Thank you very much for those words. I'm now going to ask Mr. Atik Chowdhury to make his way and say a few words as well, not just on branding and marketing, but we'll also, why don't we touch on round 3 as well for the 4 that are going to make it through, which is on saving and revenue increase, which Mr. Pasha Kontaka also touched on. What advice would you give to our contestants?
Well, I mean, I think one very important point is to, because, you know, what you're trying to do is inspire other people in the industry itself. So they've got restaurants, you've got restaurants. What is the unique selling point? What are you doing which is different to make you guys more successful than the others? And, you know, it could be your menu, it could be your food, your service. Focusing on the food and the cuisine and your understanding of food is very important, because end of the day, restaurants is about cuisine. It's about, you know, creating something which is consistent. So your customers, whether they're coming on a Monday or a Friday, they're getting a service which is standard, and having passion. You know, restaurants isn't just a business. There's lots of businesses you can do where you can make a lot more money. It's a very personal thing, and I think where Jalil Bhai has said that marking success, you know, what is good for me, what is good for Jalil Bhai could be different. You know, we all have our things which makes us go, and each area is different as well, with different types of customers. But what we have to remember, the Indian restaurant sector itself is a massive reach throughout the country with different people who have different abilities of spending. Actual eating out is not one type of customer. It could be a lunchtime place, it could be an evening place. So we're attracting people from all over, all walks of life.
Thank you.
Looking at vegetarian dishes, people with food allergies, how you're addressing that. The market is changing on a daily basis. How you are keeping up with what's out there. And it's about education as well. You guys are young. You're the future of the industry. You should be saying things which should be inspiring me. I've been in the business for 35 years. When I hear things, then it inspires me. So I want to hear positive things. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Mr. Chowdhury. I'd like to now call upon stage Ms. Shahina Ali to come on stage. When it comes to branding and marketing, she is definitely the queen of that. So I'd like to ask Shahina. Shahina, what advice would you give?
Well,
to...
Sam, thank you so much for the nice intro. But firstly, I want to say congratulations to everyone who's entered into this and who's been selected as the finalists as well. Really, what I think has been touched on by the panel, members of the panel here as well as over there, that some of the restaurants already have picked out a few things, and we were looking for a combination of all those. So they have actually looked at not just the cost cutting and the streamlining of their menu and their costs as well, but also adapting to the market, the clientele. Say, for example, the elderly market, one restaurant's touched upon that. And it isn't just marketing one thing fits for all. It's actually differentiating according to your clientele. And you carve out a niche for yourself and differentiate yourself from other people, other restaurateurs in the area by doing that. And also bringing in something different, which makes you have a USP. And you completely differentiate yourself and isolate yourself as one of the top 3 or one of the top restaurants in the area. So that's really the key, I think, that we're looking for, apart from responding to economic factors such as cost cutting because of increased supply costs and things like that.
Brilliant. Thank you so
Okay.
much, Shahina. Thank you very much. If I could now call upon stage Mr. Atikul Rahman to say a few words when it comes to saving and revenue increase. How do you do that?
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Catering Circle Day. Amara invite korar lagi. আর বিগ একটা থ্যাংক ইউ দিতাম চাই বিকজ এখন কো একটা সময় উপযোগী একটা প্রোগ্রাম হয়েছে বিকজ আমরা খাড়ি ইন্ডাস্ট্রি উই সাফার এ লট অ্যান্ড আমি শুনছি আমরা যারা অংশগ্রহণ করছেন থ্যাংক ইউ অনেক জিনিস আমি আপনার কাছ থেকে শিখছি আর আমি একটা জিনিস শেয়ার করতাম চাই আপনারা লগে যে আমরা কিন্তু বসকলে কই এক জিনিস আর রেস্টুরেন্টে গিয়া দেখা যায় কমপ্লিটলি ডিফারেন্ট সিচুয়েশন তো আমরা সবে এটার মাঝে একটু ধ্যান দিব আমরা রেস্টুরেন্ট এক্স্যাক্টলি খিতাওয়ার আমরা বহুত বসকল আছি আমরা সাপ্লাই আনি বাট আমরা জানি না আমরা হইতাম পারতাম না কোন ব্র্যান্ডর মশলা আমরা বেচরাম দ্যাটস আ রিয়ালিটি আমরা জানতাম আমরা এক্স্যাক্টলি খিতা বেচরাম কোন ইনগ্রিডিয়েন্ট আমরা খিন্দাম আর এই ইনগ্রিডিয়েন্টের মাঝে এক্স্যাক্টলি কিতা আছে আমরা শেফের লগে আমরা শেয়ার করতাম হইব আর আমি একটা জিনিস কইতাম স্যার যে শেফ ইজ ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট টু দ্য বিজনেস আপনারা কইরা মিডিয়া সবটা দরকার আছে বা সকলতা দিয়ে ইনভাইট করলা করিয়া আপনার খানি মজা হইল না ওয়াটস এ পয়েন্ট তা আপনার শেফ হ্যাজ টু বি ভেরি গুড শেফ হইতে হইব আর হ্যাজ জানতে হইব এক্স্যাক্টলি ওয়াট কাইন্ড অফ ইনগ্রিডিয়েন্ট হি ইজ ইউজিং অ্যান্ড থ্যাংক ইউ ফর ইনভাইটিং মি
Thank you very much. The results are actually here right now, but before we go on to our results, we have 2 more special judges. So I'm going to ask them to literally just give their advice within a minute or so. So if I could ask Mr. Moinul Hussain to come on stage and share his advice.
Thank you. I've heard all of the speakers' nominees tonight. I mean, one of the things I'm looking for, especially, is what makes them different to everyone else. Because you got to stand out from the crowd, and you got to make that clear, and you got to shout from the top of your voice, "This is what makes me unique." And that's one of the things I've been sitting there and trying to find and pinpoint from each of the contestants. So I think for a next round, if you could please just make it more clear what makes you an individual. Because restaurants are plenty, but you need to be unique, and you need to make us judges aware what makes your uniqueness special to you. And that's one of the areas I'm trying to look out for. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you. Last but not least, if I could have Mr. Sultan Baba on stage just to say a few words when it comes to marketing and branding and what advice you'd like to give our nominees.
Thank you for having me here. And I thank Catering Circle for doing the right thing at the right time. For segmentation and these sort of things, which is some of the people who came here, they mentioned they are in a town where people are aged. This is extremely important. For marketing yourself, where you are marketing. Segmentation is one of the main things. If you are in the busy London street, this is one thing. And if you are in a village, that's a different thing. Quite different thing. In a busy London street, you need your restaurant to be very uniquely decorated, because the people passing by, they need to attract themselves with something. And maybe they're gone forever. They won't come back. And in a village, that's a completely different story. You spend whole of your capital in one thing, and that might miss the whole point.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Right, we do have the results here, and I'm aware we only have 15 or so minutes to get through round 2 and round 3, but we shall do it because we're in the curry industry and anything is possible. For the results of the first round, I'd like to congratulate our winner, and I'm going to ask Sarah to announce our first contestant.
So the winner for the first round is Cafe Masala.
Well done, with 70% of the votes. And in second place, Mr. Pasha Kondakar, please could you read it out for me?
Garden of India, 50%.
Brilliant, thank you. And if I could request Mr. Mahferdos Jalil to read out the third.
Mahidul's Restaurants, 30%.
Brilliant, thank you so much for that. Congratulations to all three for making it to the top 3. I will now move across to our judges and ask our judges, how does it feel? Do you think Cafe Masala is definitely in the right place?
Yes, I do think that.
Brilliant. Moving across to Mr. Pasha Kondakar.
Well, it's a 50%, definitely they are.
Yep, it's constantly changing. I think we're waiting for, we're waiting.
I thought you said 6 is going in.
Yes, 6 is going to go in.
All right.
I'm just waiting
That's okay.
for that to come. Brilliant. The last 2 that didn't make it through, unfortunately, which I will read out in a second. We've got Spice of India that made it through, Spice Restaurants, Secret Spices, and Spice Fusion made it through. Unfortunately, we're having to say goodbye to Tower Tandoori. No, we're not. It's changing again. Right, we're going to go on a quick break whilst we decide on which 2 are going to, we're going to be saying goodbye to. We'll see you straight after a short break. I told you don't use that. Welcome back after the very, very, very long break. I do apologise due to some technical issues this week. We've had to extend our show and also change a little bit with regards to the rounds. However, we shall go back to normal next week. Moving on swiftly, I should say, because I'm sure everyone's eagerly waiting to know which 2 today will make it through to the finals for next year's business conference. So first of all, I have my first nominee up again to talk to us about branding and marketing. So Mr. Enamal Hokkiron, please tell us in 60 seconds now about branding and marketing in your business.
Branding. In 2001, I test piloted 3 different restaurants with 3 different concepts. And I ran those for 12 months to find which brand is the most successful with the which concept. And after that, I decided on one brand, which is now my current brand, Spice Fusion. And then I rebranded all of my restaurants under the one branding name, the Spice Fusion, with the concept that I have for the restaurant. And the marketing that I use is I generally use local marketing, such as your newspapers and so on, but I mainly emphasize on PR marketing because I feel that I get value for money from PR marketing, where I can generate news about the business, about the activities that I run in my restaurants and how I run the restaurants. So this actually focuses on every element and gives me the opportunity to boast in a certain aspect of my businesses which I want to focus on. So, for example, I would, if I'd run a curry Olympic in 2012 in line with the Olympics.
I'm going to let you finish that sentence.
In line with the curry Olympics, so that created a huge buzz in the area, which people participated in a curry competition.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you. I'm now going to request our second contestant, Mr. Mujibur Rahman Junu, to come on from Spice of India to talk about his branding and his marketing strategy.
Yes, I sit down with my chef now and again and make sure those dishes are not selling well. I take them off from the menu. I try to attract customers who does not use us all the time by running a promotion on weekdays. That's to bring extra revenue. And also I do social media, especially Facebook and Google+. We get the reviews and that the customer actually, most customers use Facebook nowadays, youngsters especially does. And recently I sat down with my IT specialist. I said that I want something different. And he said that he's going to create apps for me, which the customer can order. They can book their tables. They can order takeaways. They can come on the table and they can scan the barcode and they can call waiters, place order, what are their drinks, and everything. And I always focus on quality rather than quantity. So that is I always focus on. And I give discount to the students, to the NHS staff, and to senior citizens. And that's what I do. Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Bang on time. Well done. Thank you very much. If I could now call upon stage our third contestant, Mr. Suhail Ahmed Ramon from Tower Tandoori, to come and share his strategy with us.
So we've got a lovely branding strategy. We have never changed our logo. The Tower Tandoori logo is a little bit like Coca-Cola, we think. So the lady has different colours on her sari. We have never, ever changed those colours as we feel people recognise us by these colours. Along with our fonts, we feel that this is very much a part of our brand. Our corporate colours, everything to do with our look inside the restaurant has to match, and that's what we've been doing for the last nearly 40 years. And one thing about our branding that we also maintain is that we align ourselves with other brands such as Green and Black's ice cream. We don't use any, for example, we don't use Wall's ice cream. We always use Green and Black's because we feel this is the right product for us and it's the right product for our clientele. When it comes to marketing, we do everything from direct mail to text messaging to using constant contact as a form of email marketing. We give out 10,000 leaflets a week. There's nothing better than having a leaflet on your door. You're bound to give us a call, one way or another. We've got an app. We've got everything from online ordering. We've got everything from ordering a takeaway. We've got everything.
Thank you. I'm going to stop you there.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. And I'd now like to request Mr. Moidul Hussain from Moidul's restaurant to come on stage and say a few words. And for those of you watching at home, he did mention a few brand names, but don't forget you can choose any brand you want. You don't just need to choose from the two brands that were mentioned. Going straight across to you now.
As for branding, my restaurants, because I have quite a few restaurants, and I had to choose a brand that would specify exactly what I was doing in the area. As being a local surrounding restaurant within 3 miles, I had to choose a brand, and I chose what was a photo of something I took from somewhere and specially focused on that with all the colours and everything. So whoever picks it up, they know that they picked up the brand. As for marketing, I have actually got a person who does all the marketing, Twitter, Facebook. We try everything, even bus, as somebody said before they did it. Back of the bus, I had 132 bus going all from Heathrow to Croydon. Every single bus there was going through had a logo of mine and my brand on it. If it helped, it helped me quite a lot on that. always on it with Facebook and Twitter. I have to reply emails. I get all the customers. As being a local, I get a lot of customers' complaints or all the reviews that comes through, and I'm always checking them, and I have all that on my phone so I can check everything.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Now I'd like to call upon stage Mr. Mohibuddin from Garden of India to also come on stage and talk about his marketing and advertising strategy. And of course, those of you at home watching, don't forget you can follow the Catering Circle on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. Straight over to you, and your time starts now.
Hi. The branding aspect of it, created a brand logo, paid somebody to do that, colours that match all my social media, and it's uniform through my restaurant, what I think represents our brand, which is classy and sexy at the same time. With the marketing element, the basic social media marketing is very important for us at the moment because we're reaching more people, not just within our area, but all surrounding areas, very targeted for who I want to come to my restaurant. And the other form of marketing that we do, as the sister here mentioned about awards and recognition, the only awards and recognitions we've had is for the charitable work that we do. That's our form of marketing, where we help the local charities, smaller charities, raise as much money as we can, and from there we get much more revenue, much more people, much more traffic come through our door.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you so much. Did it within 48 seconds and there was so much information. Thank you very much. If I could now call upon stage Mr. Adnan Hussain from the Cafe Masala to now come and do his piece, please. And of course, for the judges, the panel judges and the special judges, just a quick reminder that from this round, keep in mind about their success stories and about marketing and branding. And from those 2 rounds, you will have to select the next 4. So your top 4 that will make it through to the 3rd round, which is going to be focusing on saving and revenue increase. Okay, brilliant. So sorry, without any further ado, it's all about Cafe Masala.
So the branding we do all the branding ourselves. For example, we do like apps like, for example, Just Eat. However, we feel that really it's us that are advertising Just Eat and not the other way around. So we introduced our own app where we introduced our own online ordering system. You can book your own tables reservations using our email address. SMS text messages will be sent by us. We feel that branding the restaurant itself, for example, the menu, really all restaurants should do their own artwork themselves because it's an actual it's an image that you're creating for your restaurant. So paying other people to do your artwork for you, it's not showing the image that what you really are. We do all our artwork ourselves for our menus, all the text, the vocabulary used, using our own ideas through seeing what we can produce at the end of the day rather than other people. That is the real branding produced by you. That's the image that you should portray to the rest of the community, who your clients are, rather than paying other people. You can cut costs using your own ideas, own image, what you see in your own head. You need to look at your restaurant like you're nurturing it, like it's your very own. By doing this, we feel customers, they like the fact they like our original ideas, unique, something that they don't find in every other restaurant. This is really important.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. I'd like to now call upon stage Mr. Raju Kumali from Secret Spices. Your time starts now.
Thank you. 2 things a business needs, which is time and money. Coming to marketing, you need to have aspirations. You need to be motivated. You have to have the strive for business. You need to be hungry, basically. I want to give 2 examples because I'm using these 2 examples. You have to work with other local businesses. I'm working with 2 businesses. Firstly is a driving instructor. How I work with him, I could tell you, each time his candidate passes their driving test or driving lesson, he will give them a voucher saying, congratulations, you've passed your driving lesson, go and celebrate at Secret Spice, you get 10% off the bill. And how I advertise him, each time I give him a candidate, it's the first lesson free. That's one of them. Secondly, I have a good relationship with the customer. You have to have a good relationship long term because business is not for 1 day or 2 days, it's for long term. This is why we have a good relationship with our customers. One of my customers, I've known him for 10 years. What he's done me a very huge favour, actually. He works as a local cinema. He's a manager. And each time they have like movies out, he gives them a little voucher saying after the film, go and have a meal at Secret Spices, get 10% off, or a bottle of wine on the house. So it's different. You're working with other businesses. That's what you need to do because we need to extend. We need to, work a bit further. Not just think about your business, but local business as well. It helps you and them as well.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Last but not least, Mr. Murad Ahmed from The Spice to come and share his business secrets about marketing and branding.
Thank you. আগে হইছে ইংলিশে এখন হইলে সিলেটি ভাষা আমার এখানে মার্কেটিং করার এমন কোনো সুযোগ নাই আমি যে মার্কেটিং চেষ্টা করি আমার লোকাল একটা প্রাইমারি স্কুল আছে স্কুলের 7 ইয়ার ওল্ড যেটা তারারে আমি ফুটবলের স্পন্সর করি তারা ফুটবল কিট লইয়া দেয় তারা যখন উইনিং যখন করে এট দি এন্ড অফ দ্য ইয়ার দে গেট ট্রফি ফ্রম দি রেস্টুরেন্টস আস্তে আস্তে আমি দেখছি ওভার দি ইয়ার্স অফ লাস্ট 17 ইয়ার্স টডলার যেগুলো আছিল এগুলো এখন তারা বয়ফ্রেন্ড গার্লফ্রেন্ড লইয়া আয় তারা রেকমেন্ডেশন যেটা ওটা হইল গিয়ে আমার অ্যাডভার্টাইজমেন্ট আর আমার ব্র্যান্ড হইল কি দি স্পাইস রেস্টুরেন্ট মানে হইল কি এটা একটা ইন্ডিয়ান রেস্টুরেন্ট মানুষের গেছে কাস্টমার যখন আয় তখন তারা আমি বুঝাই একটা ইন্ডিয়ান রেস্টুরেন্ট একটা হলো বাংলাদেশি রেস্টুরেন্ট ওয়ান টাইম ইট ওয়াজ ইন্ডিয়া কিন্তু এখন একটা হলো বাংলাদেশি রেস্টুরেন্ট কিন্তু কুইজিন হইল কি সিমিলার আমরা কিছু ট্রেডিশনাল কিছু খারি করি যেটা আমরা দেশ আছে চিকেন খারি যেটা আমরা দেশও যেটা আমরা খাইতাম জুল আছিল একটু বেশি একটু স্পাইসি রানি সস থিক সস নাই অনিয়ন পেস্ট নাই ওয়াটারি বেসড ওটাও কিছু অ্যাট্রাক্ট করে আমরা কাস্টমার থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ
Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much for that. So 8 of our nominees today have spoken and they have spoken about their marketing, their branding and about their success stories. I'm going to allow our 3 panel judges to make the decision of which 4 will make it through to the next round. Whilst you decide, whilst you confer, I will go through to our judges that are seated and I'm going to ask you to share with me your views on who's been your favourite. So I just want to know who your favourite is, so maybe you can shout it out for me. Shahina, who was your favourite? Whilst they decide which 4 are making it through, Shahina, who's been your favourite?
I think one of the key things that I've got out of this is that collaboration. I think it was Secret Spices who actually mentioned collaborating, and they came up with quite an innovative way of working with other businesses and bringing in their customers into their own.
This is similar for me.
This one, it's got the same as well.
Same as that. And this two is different.
Brilliant.
Two different to same.
Thank you very much. Moving on, Dr. Stanwar Chowdhury.
Oh, I've got so many favourites. It's difficult. I think Tower Tandoori impressed me. I think they fused both the tradition, bringing forward from grandfather to father to son, and then going on to having new innovative ideas in order to market themselves. So I think Tower Tandoori did stand out for me. I think some of the other restaurants where they were trying new ideas, those constantly do work. But sometimes marketing tends to be a little bit unfocused. So we do marketing, but we don't realise what outcome we're getting from it.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you so much. Moving on, who's been your favourite?
Thank you, Nadia. I feel our favorite restaurant hilo. So many favorite though. I'm confusing now. Garden of India. Basically, that like our favorite lagse because I already mentioned korsen then chef lo ya discuss korin how to run the business and everything. And I already mentioned korsi chef is very important to run the business. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mr. Habib, how about yourself? Who's been your favourite?
All of them are favorite, but 2 restaurants are best. I think number 1 is Spice Fusion because of their innovative idea about Curry Olympic. And secondly, the Spice because of their long-time partnership and campaigning for the Bangladeshi brand as well. Thank you.
So much. Who's been your favourite?
All of them are very interesting thing they say. But if I had to pick someone for something, it's Spice Fusion for Olympic thing something. That's what I should.
That's been your favourite. Thank you so much. How about yourself?
What I'd like to say is that all the restaurants, when it comes to marketing, especially, I find.
It's fine. We can hear you. We can hear you. It's fine. Carry on.
What I find is Indian restaurants are very good at marketing. That's one of their strongest points. Everyone was very, very good, but the 2 restaurants that really stood out was Tower Tandoori and how he focuses on brand and marketing. And I think previously one of my companies actually did some stuff for Tower Tandoori, which they've carried on using. And it's inspirational to see young people who have so much knowledge in marketing and promotion. And the other one was Garden of India, because he's got such a successful business. The marketing that he does is contribute towards local charity, and it just shows you the strength of the man who believes in giving, and when you give, you get back. And I think that is commendable.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Last but not least.
It's difficult for me, really.
It is, but you've got to choose one of your favorites.
My association direct member. I don't want to upset anyone, really, because I don't want to upset anyone.
No, but as a judge, you're
four
a judge.
Of them are very good, really.
Okay, so who's been your favorite?
I'm not comment anything, don't make any difference to them, really. I think, shall I say?
Your favorite. Everyone's made a decision. You've got to make a decision.
Garden of India.
Garden of India. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Now, coming straight to the judges, so we can move on to our last round.
What do you want to know from me then?
I would like to know, I'd like to know from the judges, from three of you together, because you've made a decision.
Yeah, this
as
is
a
the
panel
main
judge.
problem, because three of it made together means I have no opinion. Anyway, I'll give it to lady, my things, my sheet, and she can make it.
Well, so we can work out.
And if you say my favorite, on this all, Munim was in a problem as I'm in a problem, but I will stand for the young boy because I want young kids to be in this industry, to save this industry. I'll run the Cafe Masala. Cafe Masala, the boy is okay.
Cafe Masala.
No, Cafe Masala, you.
So I'm going to
You're
go
the
straight on to Sarah.
You're the youngest.
I'm going to move straight on to Sarah. Sarah, and of course, before I go on to Sarah, before you announce the winners, who was your favourite?
I've given that responsibility to Pasha.
I'll take it to me. Without any further ado, we're going to go straight on to Sarah.
No, Sarah, because Jalal Bhai give it to me and I give it to Sarah, I say you do it.
Brilliant. So just to clarify,
but
to
not a
the
lot
audience,
different between us.
That's fine. Just to clarify at home to all the audience that we have taken into account all three judges' decisions, and we have calculated those that have received the most points, and we're going to find out now which four are making it through to round one. So I'm going to ask Sarah.
Before you say that,
who
we need
is
those somebody need to give it to us.
who is the
no,
it's fine.
No, it's
who
okay.
is the first? Who is the four that are going through to round one?
Okay,
The last round.
First of all, whoever's got this far, well done. The three of our decisions were the same for three of them, and one of them we were fighting on.
If I could get them on stage as well, that'd
so
be great.
I think at the moment we came to the conclusion that Spice of India is going through.
Brilliant, Spice of India. Congratulations. If I could ask you to come onto the stage, please, Spice of India. And then second?
Garden of India.
Garden of India. Congratulations. Moibuddin, if I could ask you to come make your way, please. And
Cafe Masala.
Cafe Masala. Congratulations, Adnan. And last.
And the Spice.
The Spice.
The Spice. Congratulations. Could I please get Mr. Raju Kamali and Moidul and from Tower Tandoori and from Spice Fusion up here as well to say well done. It was a very, very good fight. But congratulations, gentlemen. You're through to round four. If I could ask you to be seated.
Thank you.
Thank you. And if I could get the four that are going home on stage. Thank you very much. That was a very, very tough decision. We are going to go on a short break, but before we do, I'd like to once again congratulate our four nominees that are going home today. Congratulations, but well done. You've come very far. Judges, would you like to say anything?
Well, I'll congratulate all of you. It was really, really difficult. It was neck and neck. But somebody got to win.
Somebody got to win, of course.
And somebody got to be with me. That you are with me.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you so
and
much.
we'll all be coming to see you guys as well.
You're always welcome.
Absolutely. Well, I can't wait to taste the food. And I'll tell you what, right now we're going to go on a short break. And coming up next, it is the final round, and we'll find out our first 2 nominees from the first season, from the second season, but from the first episode, who are going to make it through to the finals straight after this. And welcome back to the Catering Circle Season 2. We're about to go on to our last round, which is round 3, and it's all about saving and revenue increase. And just to let you know, the judging will take place exactly how it was for round 2. So the panel judges will have the ultimate vote of which 2 nominees will make it through to the finals. And of course, we also want your opinion from our special guest judges, who I will be talking to find out who they think the 2 should go through. So without any further ado, if I could call upon stage from the Spice of India, Mr. Mujibur Rahman Junu, to come and speak about saving and revenue increase and how he has implemented this in his business. You have 30 seconds this time. It's getting shorter.
Thank you.
And
I
harder.
recently renovated my restaurant, so I made sure that I put the low voltage bulbs so I can send the energy. I also make sure that the wastage, I tell my chef that that we always make to customer demand, so we don't cook any pre-cook. And of course, the equipments also, I took out some new equipments where I can save the energy. Investing in the technology, which is main thing. I think the customer, as I said before, that I'm creating something where the customer can order, they can scan the barcode and they can order from their table. They can call the waiters, they can order their drinks, they can order their food. So he's saving stuff and he's, of course, save the money. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Hope you're taking notes because it's going to be a super fast round. I'd like to now call upon stage Mr. Mr. Muhib Uddin from Garden of India. Again, those of you sitting at home and watching, you can watch this later on YouTube. And of course, it will be repeated on Channel S. And if you have Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, Snapchat, whatever it is you have, don't forget you can follow the Catering Circle.
Okay,
It's all yours.
The main way we save money is I set up my own cash and carry, mainly for traceability, and then I can't buy in any bigger bulk than buying that way. So it keeps my costs down. Increasing of revenue, the main thing has been introducing signature dishes, signature cocktails, where they get a little, but they're expecting a lot, they feel like they're getting a lot more, and my turnover has increased dramatically because of that.
Okay, brilliant. That was done in 25 seconds. Well done. I'd like to now call upon stage Adnan Hussain from Cafe Masala to also come and talk about how he's saved and he's increased his revenue at Cafe Masala. And don't forget, you can also be a part of this show. All you've got to do is email us at Channel S to let us know of your interest. It's all yours, Adnan.
Yep, using the tips that Catering Circle actually provided for us, we actually cut the middleman out by finding out the price of the futures market for items we use, for example, chicken, lamb, rice and sugar. We saw what the price would be in the next 3 months through Boston future markets, and we choose a supplier that actually, they take the risk of fixing us a price for 3 months. They tell us we're only going to charge you this much for that product. That way we can forecast all our sales on that specific number. Another way is we use, like the previous brother said, we use LED lighting. We don't look at how much we do on a Saturday night. We look at how many times our bins are full. That way we get an idea of how busy we are, what we can work around. Another way is we save money is all of our dishes, we word them, we add a different vocabulary to them. So
I'm going to let you finish this sentence.
For the same product, it's worded differently and they pay a much higher price for it.
Oh, okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Moving on to our next contestant, Mr. Murad Ahmed from The Spice. Same question is posed to you about your savings. Your time starts now, brother.
Thank you once again. There is a saying, charity begins at home. আমার charity হইলো কারণ আমার charity হলো আমার শেফর লগে শেফে যদি সেভিং যদি করতে পারেন তাহলে ফ্রন্টও আমরা সেভ করতে পারি শেফর উপরে ডিপেন্ড করে হলতা 2 নম্বর হইল গিয়া আপনার যে কস্ট সেভিং আমার কস্ট সেভিং হইল গিয়া আমি যখন পারফুলাই টেকনোলজি যখন লাগাইছি তখন লাগানোর পরেও আমার একজন ওয়েটারে আমি কাট ডাউন করে লইছি আই সেভ 250 pounds straight away per week তা আমি একটা ইনভেস্ট করছি আমি যে মানি যেগুলো ইনভেস্ট করছি আই গট মাই মানি ব্যাক within next 6 months of it আমার পয়সা ব্যাক হয়ে গেছে গিয়া এর লাগে আমি মানি সেভিং করছি একজন স্টাফরে রাখিয়া আমি তার যে বেতন দেই 250 pounds প্লাস তার অ্যাকোমোডেশন তার other expenses আমি all মিলাইয়া দিয়েছি কেন অলমোস্ট 600 pounds কস্ট হয় আমার 600 pounds আমার সেভিং হইছে LED lights একটা তো general everybody's got the same.
I'm going to stop you
Thank
here.
you.
Thank you. So there's big decisions to make. You literally have 2.5 minutes. And I'm going to ask, I don't want any comments. I just want to know the 2 that you are choosing to put through to the finals. So we'll start from that side. So we don't have much time, so I'm going to ask you to make it quite fast. So Mr. Munim, what do you feel?
I'm impressed by
2 names.
Juno. I don't know who's the restaurant you got.
Okay, that's fine. Yep, Spice of India.
And also, I'll go for Cafe Masala.
Cafe Masala. Thank you very much. That's your 2. Moving across, how about yourself? Can I get you to use the mic, please? Thank you.
What impressed me was the Garden of India.
Yeah.
He said less, but it meant more.
Yeah.
And Spice of India as well.
Spice of India.
Between those two.
Oh, we've
Yeah.
got. There's a bit of a tie there. Let's move on.
Right. What impressed me is looking at the green issues.
2 names.
Spice of India and Garden of India.
Thank
These
you
are
very
the 2
much.
things
Thank
I'll
you.
look at.
Thank you. Mr. Toby.
The Spice of India and the Spice.
Thank you very much.
Spice of India and Cafe Masala.
Thank you, Mr. Babar. Dr. Sanwa.
I think Spice of India and Cafe Masala as well.
Brilliant. Shahina.
I think the spice is quite innovative in his use of distributing staff.
2 names.
He's good. Also Cafe Masala because
Cafe Masala. 2 names. Thank you so much, Shahina. Right. We move across to the judgment now. So, have you conferred? Have you made your decision? Which 2? Can I get 4 of you to please make your way to the stage? If I could get everyone. So,
well, to be honest,
if I could have Mujibur Rahman Junu, and if I could also have Muhibuddin and Adnan Hussain and Murad Ahmed on stage, please.
One thing I like is the.
Thank you very much. Firstly, congratulations once again for coming this far. You're through to the last round. This is it. Out of the 4, only 2 will make it through to the finals. And it all begins here.
Nadia, I mean, like, it's really one is Cafe Masala, definitely my opinion is.
Okay.
And 2 is I'm really confused, yeah? Although Junuba is a very good friend of me, but I'm a judge.
Yeah, we're not doing
And the Garden of India is a son of my friend.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm very
So you're
confused,
in
but
a
their
very-
presentation was good. One thing I like from Garden of India that he make more money
Yeah.
from the signature dishes. And Junubai one is what he said. That's I like it. I'll go for the spice and the Cafe Masala.
Okay, brilliant. So have you all made this decision together?
We've all said the same.
Brilliant.
Spice,
So
Cafe
we've
Masala.
got the Spice of India
And Cafe Masala.
and Cafe
The
Masala
Spice,
that
the
made
Spice.
it through. Well done.
No, not Spice Venus. The Spice.
The Spice.
And the Cafe Masala.
Well, I go for, okay, fine. My opinion was the Spice of India and Cafe Masala. The Sarah was for spice and Cafe Masala. Jalil bhai?
So we're going to go for the wait. So what we're going to do? So right now, 1 minute. So you are choosing the spice.
No, Spice of India.
Spice of India, and you are choosing.
I chose Cafe Masala and Spice.
The spice.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we've got Cafe Masala that's made it through, and it's out of those 2. So the last vote stands on you.
Sorry, Murad bhai.
I'm going for the cafe masala, obviously, and the spice.
Yes. Who are we going for?
Spice.
Cafe masala and spice. Congratulations. We're absolutely proud of you. Well done. You are through to the finals. And just to let the audience know at home, I've got to say Cafe Masala has throughout every single round got the most votes. So congratulations. Well done on that. And you know, I think everyone tried really hard, so thank you very much. And thank you so much to our judges for your judgment. And of course, we'll be back in 2 weeks' time. Please do go visit our page and go visit our Twitter, Facebook, etc. account, and make sure you keep an eye out for our next episode. But from me, Nadia Ali, it's time to say goodbye, and thank you once again to our special judges and all the contestants. See you soon.